What up? What up? A little bit of technical difficulties, but we are here. We are ready. End of the year celebration. Thank you, everybody, for holding tight. I'm going to hit the intro, and we're going to come back, and we're going to have a good show for you guys.
They're looking up to me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now.
What up? Welcome back to Scruff Enuff. I'll be your host. This is my co-host for the evening. He's not just the best man, he's the best man. Garen Tate, courtesy of Wash Dads.
Appreciate you, sir. Appreciate you.
I'd like to say hi to everybody hopping in the chat now. I guess Ellie first. Thomas, the whole Vena family is in the house. Chris, what's up, Chris? Oh, that's my comment. Bearded Jedi, what's up, man? How's it going? Richard, thanks for tuning in. If you guys get it, Twitch, what's up, Twitch? Twitch Beard's in the house. Mark, everyone in the chat, thank you for tuning in. If you guys get a chance, like this, to like this stream, share it out. Doing a couple giveaways tonight, a little bit of trivia. So, yeah, that'd be great. So, Mr. Tate, if you'd like to, I think for all the viewers, they were probably fans of Beach Talk when you were on once before a couple years ago. But if you want to tell everybody about yourself, and maybe that very good looking spot you have on right now.
Hey, absolutely. And I apologize, y'all. I'm up here in Ohio. I apologize if my stream is a little behind, but I'm Garen Tate. I've been best friends with Matt for about 30 years, man. So we go way back. So good to see your audience again. I know Twitch Beard said what's up. So just want to say thank you to everybody that's out there that's tuning in to watch my boy. I love his products, and he always represents my products. So as you can see, I have on Wash Dads. So Washed is we are superheroes every day. So we just make cool gear for cool dads. You know what I mean? We got tired of getting those #1 dad t-shirts every year. So we decided to create a nice little brand. So we got the logo hat and we got some gear. So whenever you get a chance, check us out, washdads.com. We appreciate you. But Bay Area Beer Company, it's crazy because we started about the same time with our brands, Matt. So it's always been awesome to watch your growth.
We did start about the same time, like right around late 2019, I think it was, is when you guys launched.
Yeah, late 2019 is when we kind of created the brand, and then our first online purchases were actually Black Friday of 2020. So yeah, so right around the same time, and business is going well, and I know things are going well for you as well.
What's up, Dan? Thanks for joining us. Yeah, I had done, I think, Instagram sales, I think early 2019 or like Black Friday 2019, and then I kind of procrastinated with the website for biblicalbeard.com, and but while you were still in the creating stage, I believe, and so even though I had formed the company, I had been sort of selling products online. You guys were really putting things together over there at Wash Dads, and then I think we both kind of dropped our websites Black Friday same time, and man, that brand has absolutely taken off. If you are a dad and you would like to check
I
out their apparel,
appreciate you.
it's phenomenal. Great designs. You don't have to wait for Father's Day for this type of apparel to get these type of gifts. Check out their Instagram too. I mean, there's some big names wearing that across the chest.
I appreciate you, man, and I have to, give a shout out to the other members, real quick. So there's 6 of us total. So shout out to Brandon, Braden, Chad, Jamar, and Josh. So those are the other co-founders. So they're out in New Jersey, and then one in Maryland, and then of course I'm in Ohio. So we're kind of just trying to take over our regions, on our own, and then just branch out. But right now, we got some sales that are, we're locking in some sales, of course, here in the US, but we're even getting overseas sales right now. So it's always a good thing.
Yeah,
And
overseas.
you were always an inspiration, Matt. I mean, you were always an inspiration, so that helps too. That my best friend has a booming company as well, and to kind of piggyback off of some of your ideas, even though they're 2 different companies, we've definitely kept in touch and have a close eye on what you're doing and love what you're doing with your product.
Yeah, no, there's definitely me just kind of sharing some little tiny design quirky things that I would do with packaging. I think you guys took those ideas and or used that as inspiration for your brand, just like the silly, like maybe with the mailers or maybe the stickers. Definitely nothing big. I don't take credit for any type of that inspiration, but sharing the little things I learned early on with presentation, I think was definitely a jump starter. But other than that, you guys have absolutely taken off with your branding, your presentation, and just the story is fun to watch unfold every day.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate
What
that.
is the weather like up there? What is the weather like in Columbus at the moment?
Man, so what's wild? It was unseasonably warm. Even on Christmas Day, it was about 60 degrees. But today it dropped down. We're about mid 30s right now, which is more like normal. But you get used to the warmth, and suddenly I'm like, it's kind of cold outside today. But no, it's been relatively warm here in Ohio, which is a blessing.
Florida, much like Ohio, actually not like Ohio, but Ohio, like Florida, seems to be kind of schizophrenic with its weather patterns, which
Right.
you wouldn't think would happen in the Midwest. We talk nearly every day, so this time we're just on camera, but
Right.
we talk about the craziness that goes on in our states, but the weather, it's generally colder, generally grayer in Ohio, but sometimes hard to predict.
That is very true. Very true. And with me being in education in my real life job, I was just joking with somebody today. It seemed like when I was not in education, there was a lot more snow days and a lot longer winter break. But now that I'm in education, the break is shorter, and now we got warm weather. So, it is what it is.
Yeah, the break is. I'm waking up and turning on the news to find out if we had to go to school by a sports ticker on the bottom. If
Exactly.
our schools, now you just get a text message, right? Is that you basically or?
Yep. Text message, phone
So
call.
silly.
Yep. It's crazy. We're getting old.
Well, we do have some sort of structure tonight with the year-end celebration. We are celebrating 2023, top moments of the year, top products. If you have tried Bay Area Beard Co. And any of the products throughout the year, definitely let us know what you have thought of them in the comments. We're gonna maybe talk about a few things. My man Garen his woman likes the beard, so for the time being, it's here to stay. So I think that he has tried some of the products. He's got a couple scents he likes, but we'll talk about a few of those. But Benjamin is out now on biblicalbeer.com. It is the 12th and final tribe of Israel. If you've known what I guess, done throughout the year, released one of these a month for the past 11 months, tried to kind of be really diverse with the scent profiles, and it's been fun. It's been a long ride. That's the 12th one. So I'll be putting my 12th sticker on tonight on my map. If you haven't got that yet, you want to try to get it. I do have an offer code for everybody. It is, if you use offer code Israel, if you purchase any tribe, it could be Benjamin, it could be another tribe. You wanted to get a second tribe. You use offer code Israel, buy one tribe, get the second 50% off. So that's the business. Benjamin out now. Now we can get on to the fun stuff. What is your New Year's looking like?
Man, I think, well, because of the short break, I go back to school January 2nd. So not a whole lot going on. Obviously, I'll check out the college football playoff games on the 1st. And then after that, man, just get prepped and ready to go back to school. We have a teacher professional day on the 2nd, and then the students come back on the 3rd. So that's about it, man. We're just hanging with family, just bringing it in kind of quiet this year. Last year, unfortunately, my Buckeyes missed a field goal right as the ball was dropping. So I went straight to bed last year. I'll be honest with you. Sorry to bring that bad news back up, Matt, but it hurt. And here in Columbus, that kick hurt. So, it was straight to bed for me last year.
Yeah, it's not a really good way to ring in the new year, I bet.
Right.
What's up, Ken? How's it going? Thank you all the way from Hawaii. What's up, my man? Yeah, this is a fun fact. Dan has a whole bunch of my products, but probably never tried them. That's a fun fact, Dan. Yeah, so that was our last year where Ohio State literally missed a 50-yard field goal. If anybody remembers this, if you ever sports fans in the chat, 50-yard field goal as the ball is dropping. It's 3, 2, 1. He misses the kick. Happy New Year is almost the opposite of poetic. Not fun.
What about you? What you got going on, sir?
Same. Also watching some of the football games this weekend. I know that the college football playoff will be on the 1st. Really just kind of running business, running shop, having, doing the release for the scents, kind of putting some other stuff together. No plans actually yet. So keeping it wide open.
Got you. Understand.
But I got your picks we're going to do some college football playoff picks, possibly some Super Bowl picks. That's maybe a little bit in the future. We don't know who's going to be in the playoffs, but we have made our Super Bowl picks.
Right.
And we have made our college football playoff picks. That's at least down to the 4. Team that didn't get in, Florida State. So he's not an FSU fan, but they got screwed. Yeah, that's a whole episode. That's really tough, and I don't think that a lot of their players are going to be playing. against Georgia.
Yeah, so I heard something today. I was watching some other game, and I just happened to hear that right now it's at 40 players combined for both teams are not playing in that game.
You think that Florida State would actually have kind of the motivation to come out and prove to people that they should have been in the playoff and could make a claim, just like UCF did a few years back, to claim a national championship, because there would have been voters and polls that would have voted them number one had they beat Georgia.
I agree 100%. That it's very interesting. That kind of would have been my mindset, but here we are in 2023, and it's things are a little different now, especially with transfer portal and things of that nature. People are kind of looking towards something else as opposed to proving something that's in the past at this point. So
yeah, don't know if there were a lot of NFL eligible players on that Florida State team. I mean, other than Jordan Travis getting injured.
right.
I don't know if that was a lot of guys who had they, not made the playoff, that would have been something that they would have, they were going to opt out. But I think it's more of a political stance than anything right now.
Got you. I mean, that totally makes sense because, outside of a couple of players on that team, I can't really see a lot of high draft picks on that team, to the point where you will want to sit out, to avoid risking injury or something like that. So I don't know. I just don't know the thought process that goes through that and wanting to kind of finish something that you started, in my opinion. Like you mentioned earlier, you kind of want to come out there and prove like, hey, if we beat Georgia, a team that's only lost once in the last like 30 games, we should have shown that we should have been in the big dance.
Yeah, you would think that if, Florida State came out, beat Georgia, and let's say Alabama wins the whole thing. You'll find out our picks in a second. But what if Alabama wins the whole thing? Alabama has a loss, Florida State doesn't. They actually have a say. Back, in the 60s and 70s, when there were however many publications and different kinds of polls, there were plenty of college football teams that claimed national championships via a certain poll or a publication that they will still claim today. Florida State had that in their pocket that they could have used, and I don't understand. I know there's a couple injuries, and their backup transferred. I don't understand that at all. I mean, come out and you could still prove to people that they were wrong.
Correct.
Yeah, I agree, Ken. That's uh-oh. Yeah, here we got a Michigan fan in the chat. Russ, what's up, brother? Yeah, Garen has a stay tuned. So we do have some picks for the upcoming college football playoff. The playoff games are New Year's Day night, I believe, 5:00 and then 9:00.
Like 5 and
it is number 1 Michigan. It is number 1 Michigan versus number 4 Alabama, and number 2 Washington versus number 3 Texas. So we'll go with your picks first of who will be in the national championship game, and everybody else, if you guys want to put those picks in the comments too. But my man Garen picked this for the national championship. We got Texas and Michigan.
Yeah, man. I mean,
Want to tell us?
obviously,
You want to explain those picks?
yeah. So we'll talk about it a little bit. Obviously, I'm up here in Big Ten country. Um, so although I am a Buckeye, I watched a lot of Michigan games this year. Very talented team. Very talented team. Not that Alabama is not. And Alabama's been rolling, but I don't know. I just feel like Michigan has a little bit more uh, to the game plan that they'll bring to the table, and I think their defense will figure out a way to create some turnovers against Alabama's quarterback, and I think it'll just come down to a couple of possessions. But I think Michigan, just with their pro style, they'll come out and they'll hit them in the mouth, and they'll be ready to play. So that's why I took Michigan in that game. You want me to keep going, or you want to jump in?
Who do you have in the parlay? Who we taking? Are these just open picks, personal opinion, or does this have to do with a parlay maybe that you got going on?
No, parlay. Actually, Texas and Washington will be a great game to throw a player props parlay on, because that's going to be an up and down game. So definitely, if you're going to put some money on the parlay, I would choose the Washington and Texas game and pick a lot of yardage, because it's going to be a lot of touchdowns in that game.
Yeah,
so that's my.
What's the over?
Parlay. You know what? I don't even know. Let's find that out real quick.
Yeah, I don't make a lot of I don't do the sports betting thing. My man Garen, he does, but I don't know what the over is. I feel like bet the over. Texas, Washington, definitely going to feel like a
over under on the Texas Washington is 63.5.
I feel like go bet the over. My man froze up a little bit there. It's like I'm sure he'll be back in a second. Yes, over under 63.5. See if we can get him back again. Hopefully that wasn't me. That might have been me. What do you guys think in the chat? Well, is it my internet now? I hope it's not mine. Yeah, I said he got kicked out. So it might be the stream. It might be me. So I was actually on Ken's Christmas live stream the other night, and the internet was terrible. So I actually purchased an Ethernet cable to connect directly to the router. I actively tried to fix this problem. So hopefully this doesn't continue. We'll get him back in a second. You guys get in the comments, tell me how the internet sucks. Yeah. Yeah. Chris, that might have came, but the Fighting Sea Cucumbers of University of Guam have their number. That might have been in one of the earlier bowls. Yeah, here we go. My man's
sorry
back.
about that, guys. I don't know if that's me or Matt. I don't know. I want to apologize though if it's on my end. But yeah, over under 63.5. That's a lot of points. That's a lot of points.
That is. I feel like they could both go for 30 plus. Texas and Washington both.
Yeah, exactly.
So Richard's got Bama going to wreck Michigan. So, and who do you have winning between Michigan and Texas?
Oh boy. I keep wavering on this one. And I know initially I told you Michigan, but something tells me that Texas is going to actually win. And I think that's the Buckeye in me because they have our transfer quarterback and a coach that was at Ohio State. And I feel like it's very similar to when Joe Burrow left and went down and did his thing. Um, so I'm gonna switch to hook 'em horns.
Going
I,
hook
I
'em
think
horns for to
I
be
think
national
Texas.
champion.
I think Texas is gonna win it all.
That would definitely hurt Ohio State fans to have two quarterbacks leave and both win national championships with another school. That would
Correct.
really hurt. I mean, but I would
Big-
rather have that happen than Michigan win a national championship.
I agree 100%. And that's why it hurt me to even tell you that I thought Michigan would win it. Um, so yeah, I had to switch that boat up for the national audience that you have. You got people from Hawaii on here for goodness sakes. I got to tell them the truth, and the truth is that Michigan will not win the national championship.
I as much as I hate to admit it, Michigan has always the whole year, regardless of whatever scandal that you want to place on them, they've always looked like the most complete team. Like they're a pro style, wear you down. They're not flashy. I don't think they had a play of over 40 yards all year, or they had the least amount per play, I think, in college football. They're not a bust it wide open down the field team. They are a methodical. The tight ends, it's going to be 3, 4, 5 yards of play. They're going to get your first downs. They're going to work it down the field, and they're going to wear you down. And they're going to. And here's the other thing: they don't commit penalties, and they don't make mistakes.
That's a fact. I mean,
And
those are very valid points. Very valid points, right? Um, again, I just look at honestly, even if they win it, there's a little asterisk by it somewhere out there. You know what I mean? Because clearly there was something going on, but we know the NCAA is going to take several years to even finish an investigation. So it's one of those things. Like even if they win it, there's going to be a lot of talk behind it, and definitely an asterisk.
yeah, I think that the more we find out and what we have already known, something's happening. It's not going to be anytime soon, but something's going to happen, and I think Michigan fans probably won't be happy about it, but that's just my opinion. But it doesn't matter if you can't beat them. Ohio State fans don't really care. If you can't beat Michigan, then that's all. We're literally all we care about. So,
That's true.
but my picks. Well, I'll tell you what. I accidentally did not upload my picks. I think I have to actually find them. I actually had it flipped.
Okay. You got Bama
I don't
and
know why I didn't
Washington.
upload. Yeah, for some reason didn't upload. I had it flipped. I actually have Washington and Alabama in the final.
Okay.
Um, that's a tough one for me to. I'm much as I hate Michigan, I hate to pick them, even though I think they're probably the most complete team in this playoff. But something about those SEC boys that just they have the dogs in them, and it's just like that's a tough one. That is definitely a tough one to pick. And I like Washington. I like their firepower. I think Michael Penix could have easily won. Um, I think he could have a really, really good game.
Yeah, and again, yeah, he was right there for Heisman. Um, so I look at, and I just put in the chat Big Ten. I mean, you got Michigan. Again, Texas has a quarterback and a coach that came from the Big Ten. Penix was at Indiana in the Big Ten. I'm sure if we search hard enough, there's some folks on Bama that are from the Big Ten. Like, it's. I know the South gets a lot of credit for a lot of the football teams as they should in the SEC, and they got dogs, but that Big Ten is tough, man. Dealing with the elements, and you just get that, that toughness. It's tough to play in 20-30 degree weather at the end of the season. You get some grit to you, and it helps you in situations like this. So we'll see how. Well, I'm interested to see how Michigan bounces back. I mean, they obviously took a nice whooping last year to TCU, who we found out was not a great team last year. So we'll see what adjustments they have, because I'm sure Bama is licking their chops after what Michigan did last year. So I'm sure they're going to come in and say, hey, if we hit them in the face hard, get on them, jump on them, they'll lay down. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's going to, again, Alabama, I think, is a team that will probably be faster, will probably be, man, like, I hate to say anything other than, against, because, we watch Alabama come out and beat a team that hasn't been beaten in 30 games.
Right.
So, that's Richard. Yeah, Penix is the X factor. That was a tough one. But they played really good. They didn't make a whole lot of mistakes. So it's like, what Alabama are you going to get? The team that came out and really had trouble with USF, or are you going to get the team that beat Georgia? And so, and how it, for all the talk that Ohio State gets about how they play against SEC teams, how is Michigan going to play against an SEC team? A team that can go hard and fast.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's going to be.
I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be fun. I mean, you couldn't. I mean, of course, I would love for Ohio State to be in the mix, right? But these are 4 good teams, and I think deserving teams to be in it. So it'll be interesting to watch it.
Yeah, that's. Man, I mean, it's going to be fun to watch too. I like to see who's going to show up and who could win it. I do have a giveaway for everybody for a $25 gift card. I'm going to do a gift card first. The second giveaway, I'll do, I guess, oil of your choice. For the $25 gift card, I'll type go in the comments, but I will go ahead and post this. So a little bit of trivia. What is the oldest college football bowl game? For a $25 gift card to www.biblicalbeard.com. My man Richard got in right there at the beginning. I think he was typing it before I finished typing. He was right. It's the Rose Bowl. It's the game that Michigan and Alabama will be playing in. First played in 1902. That's why they call it the granddaddy of them all.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Mr.
He was in
the
there
turkey
quick
bowl?
too.
Yeah.
He was in there quick.
Yeah, he wasn't there quick. I think he got in there before I finished typing. Congratulations, Richard. If you want, shoot me a message and I'll get you the gift card. Congrats, my man. Yeah, he got that in there, I think, before I even hit enter. There's always a little bit of a delay too, like when we're typing. So he was probably typing before I finished. Man, I think I have Washington winning it.
Really?
I can't explain that one. I watched them beat Oregon twice. They have an NFL offense. Defense isn't super great, but Penix, that offense moves quick. They are good. They have a ton of weapons. I watched them really handle Oregon twice. And I think Penix is the X factor. That's just my opinion. I think Washington wins that one.
Yeah, and I think part of Washington too is just people have doubted them all year. Like, you know what I mean? Like they beat Washington. I mean, they beat Oregon. Sorry, excuse me. And then had a game with Oregon again in a rematch on a neutral field, and were almost 10-point dogs. Like that didn't even that. I mean, you explain that one to me.
Yeah, I don't get that at all. That's absolutely wild that they were, after beating them 9.5-point underdogs on a neutral field, like 7-8 weeks later.
Yeah.
So, and
That's
I mean,
crazy.
it was another really good one, but they came out and they were up by, I think, 2 or 3 scores in the first half, and then Oregon took the lead. But amazing game. I watched that one. I definitely watched them handle USC. They got some firepower. So I think that's my pick if I had to.
I agree. They definitely got some dudes for sure. They got some guys. Like you said, Penix is going to be an NFL guy. Their receiver, I can't think of his name right now, but he's a first rounder. They said he's a top 10 guy. So they got some talent out there.
I don't know if I thought they might have had a Biletnikoff finalist at least too on there.
They
on
did.
offense.
They did.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think they're pretty good, and they, it's like it's an NFL offense out there. Yeah. My internet might have to up that a little bit. So I guess we'll move on to Super Bowl picks.
Oh boy. All right.
We'll let you go first.
Well, yeah, there's my picks right there.
We'll take them
Baltimore and the Niners, which would actually be a rematch of, I forget which Super Bowl that was, when Baltimore beat San Francisco. That should have been one of your trivia questions right
now. I got a good one. I got a good Super Bowl trivia.
No, so yeah, so beards and vinyl. I was just about to mention that. Like, I'm kind of looking at my phone right now. The Browns with the resurgence of Joe Flacco are looking
Flacco. Speaking of the Ravens,
listen, this man is playing absolutely wonderful football right now. They're up 20-7 right now. They put up 20 points in the first quarter against the Jets, whose defense is actually pretty good.
Yeah, Joe Flacco is on fire.
So yeah, so up here in Ohio, this kind of, for the Browns fans that are Buckeye fans too, like this kind of Trump, like the Browns making the playoffs is a big deal up here. So for them to be able to clinch tonight is huge, to clinch a playoff berth. But with that being said, I do have the Ravens. I think the Ravens, showing that they could go into San Francisco and get that victory the other day. And then to bounce back this week, they actually have the Dolphins for the number 1 spot at home. So in my mind, I was kind of just thinking ahead. I think the Ravens are going to end up getting that 1 seed in the AFC. And so I think to march through there, it's going to be tough. I don't see Miami going there. a little bit further into January when it's cold and beating the Ravens, at Baltimore. I just can't see it. A team that's hot right now, though, that I think could go in there and win is actually the Buffalo Bills with Josh Allen. I mean, he's been playing really well right now. And granted, they have to win out and need some things to happen to even make the playoffs, but they're a scary team, in my opinion. Just the way that they've been playing, and they're built to kind of go somewhere. Obviously, playing in Buffalo, they're built to go to Baltimore and be able to get that victory. Yeah. So, and then the other half of that is the Niners, even though the Ravens just beat them. I think to me, the 49ers have been the most complete team that I've seen. Now we'll just have to see how Purdy bounces back after finally having a bad game. You know what I mean? Coming out and throwing 4 picks. As we all know, Matt, you were an athlete, myself as well. It becomes more mental than anything than the physical attributes. So we got to see how Purdy bounces back, but I also think they're going to end up with the 1 seed. And people will have to go there to beat them. You got Philly out there, but they're struggling this year as far as just the offense is not really clicking right now. And then I saw somebody posted in the chat, Russ with the Lions. That would make my family happy. I got some people up in Detroit, and they're super excited about the Lions this year. They're playing wonderful football too, but that X factor, as you know, is Jared Goff. Which Jared Goff are we going to get when it's time to really win some games? So I think this Saturday will show us a lot about Goff because they're playing at Dallas, and that's a big game. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, that's another big game. Detroit versus Dallas. A lot of big games this past weekend, and you're going to see a lot of teams clinch this weekend. Hopefully the Buccaneers too. People forget that if the Buccaneers win either one of their last 2 games, they win the division and they're the 4 seed. They're in. They've won 4 in a row. So, I mean, is there anybody hotter than Joe Flacco and Baker Mayfield right now?
Right. That sounds crazy to even say out loud.
Yeah. Former Brown, current Brown. They're on fire.
Matt, I need you to talk to Russ Young in the chat, man. He asked what type of athlete were you?
All of it. All of the sports. You name it. It was football, basketball, baseball, bowling, putt. I mean, whatever you want, you could get it. Garen knows. Garen knows you could get it in bowling. You could get it in putt. You can get it in Madden. Bill Walsh. You can get it in Coach K 93. You can get it in anything you want. So yeah, me and Garen are also since we grew up together, we played football together. My father was our head coach. And I wouldn't say athlete. I was at quarterback, so I could hand the ball off to the other football players that could run. I mean, I could throw a little, but I wasn't running anywhere. So, of course, Garen played both ways. Probably played like 3 positions on defense alone.
I was decent in football, but you were the QB, man. You controlled the show, the lefty QB. But that was back in the day where passing wasn't really a thing in Little League, right? Like we just handed it off to the fast guys. I blocked, you hand off, we celebrate a touchdown, right? Like it was easy.
Early 90s, you're running the wishbone. You got any one of 3 guys in the backfield and get that ball. Not an option, but it was a wishbone. So there was definitely some options there. But 9-year-old me is loving the tush push right now. I mean, QB sneak, if anybody got tackled on the 1, I am begging my dad for the QB sneak. Let's get me the touchdown after everybody else did all the work. I want the QB sneak. 1 yard out. Can't miss.
Absolutely. Those are the good old days, man. We had a good time playing back then. Um, but what else? I mean, I know you. So you moved down there. So I know you played on a state championship basketball team, right?
Yeah, we were in the Final Four also my senior year. I did, not being strong enough to continue playing football, I transitioned to basketball and grew a few inches. So, you played basketball, you were all state. You played Division III basketball, and then I went on to telemarketing, I think, for a little while because I didn't have it past high school, but as most wouldn't. Um, I did. We're going for gold, Mark, in 2024. So hope to see you there.
You are the ultimate tailgater. That's a fact.
That's what we're hanging out. Yeah, and NFC South is a dumpster fire. Olympic medal in town planet. Yeah. Still counts. So, I'm here in Tampa. That definitely things change. I think when you get into warm weather too. It's something about the weather that definitely breeds the faster, the fast twitch muscle fibers. I think I got a little faster when I moved to Florida, and it's not cold every day.
I believe it.
But I will say that I, I'm not picking the Bucks to go very far, even though that I think they're going to win the division. They're going to get a home game. They're going to have to play either the Eagles or the Cowboys, most likely, unless the Cowboys keep losing. I think we might get somebody else because they're seeming to have a tough time. I don't expect them to really go much further than that, but I'm excited that they were able to win as many as they did. My picks for the Super Bowl. I mean, we'll put Garen's up again. He picked the Baltimore Ravens and the San Francisco 49ers. I actually agree with half of this, but I'm going with a sexy pick from here in Florida, and it's not Tampa Bay.
Dolphins.
Miami
Okay.
Dolphins and the San Francisco 49ers. I agree with everything you said about the Niners. I think Brock Purdy has his, argument for MVP. McCaffrey's one of the best running backs in the league. They're talented, great defense. Bosa, Chase Young on either end. They upgraded their defense at the trade deadline. Miami, if they can stay healthy, I think they're the team that can go with anybody in the league. You watch them beat Dallas. They really kind of, let's just say, pantsed themselves against Tennessee. They had that game won and then fumbled it literally.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's any clear runaway favorite to win the Super Bowl. I mean, that's you have one or two solid teams, and then I think the rest is the other than the Panthers, the rest of the NFL I think is still in playoff contention.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of teams right now. Obviously, there's 17 games now, so there's a lot of 7-8, 8-7 type of teams right now, and still teams vying for that number one spot in each conference. So I don't know. These next couple weeks will be very interesting.
Yeah, I think the Browns are still mathematically eligible for the 1 seed, if I'm not mistaken.
That would be wild.
Perhaps.
That would be crazy. I'm looking in the chat, Richard. I agree with you 100%. Man, they're loaded on the rest of the roster. But can you trust? Purdy went to what? Iowa State? Is that right?
Mystery relevant from Iowa State.
Yeah, man. Like I don't know if that's it's a great story, and I hope he can get it done. But I think I agree with Richard. Like that's that X factor for that squad. Like they have literally every other piece. Um, he just has to manage the game, and sometimes I think that pass game against Baltimore, you get a little full of yourself and you try to fit passes in where they shouldn't be going, and you're not making the right reads. I mean, a lot of times that leads to doing that. But hopefully he got that out the system and can bounce back. He's got 2 more regular season games, then they should get a bye and then start the playoff run.
Yeah, it's typically what happens here. I mean, in the NFL, um, you can definitely bounce back, and he's proved all year. I mean, he has it. But again, he just has to be a game manager. If he can manage the game, which he did a lot last year too. So if he could do that, then I think that they can go pretty far. Where he doesn't have to be the guy to make the plays. Everybody else can
Right.
do that. He could just play good enough, not make mistakes. You can't throw 4 interceptions and win a football game in the NFL.
Right. Um, so who do you have winning it all?
Oh, I mean, I don't know why. I mean, I picked Washington. I think in a couple of weeks I'll probably end up changing this, but for the show, I'm going to go with the Dolphins. I'm going to go with the Dolphins beating the Niners in the Super Bowl.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, it's I don't really have any rhyme or reason behind that. I mean, I think the Ravens are good enough. I think the Niners are good enough. I think the Dolphins can win it. As good as the Bucks and Browns are playing, I don't think they could win it all. The Lions could put something together. The Eagles or Cowboys, if they get out of their own way, they could win it all.
And like Richard mentioned in the chat, the Rams have been on fire right now. Um,
Yeah,
you know, honestly, if NFL execs and bigwigs were hearing this conversation right now and watching this chat, this is absolutely what they want, right? They want every team to be a part of the conversation. And no, there's no one team that's just jumping out saying that they're going to win it. And this is exactly what they want. I agree. Like that Cajun, hate to say it, the Cowboys. Like the Cowboys are right there too with everybody, and unfortunately, Cowboys fans are like the worst because if they win it, we will never hear the end of it. I mean, they still talk about 94, 95 like it was yesterday. Like that was a long time ago, guys, that they won the
yeah.
Super Bowl. But let their fans tell it they're winning it every single year. So but again, they're right there in the conversation this year. Their problem is they have not stepped up against top tier teams and they have not played well on the road. And right now, like if they were going to get that 1 seed, I'll be honest with you, I'd say, hey, Dallas has a legitimate chance, but I don't honestly believe they will be able to go on the road, that second weekend of the playoffs and beat somebody. I just don't see it.
Yeah, that was really tough. I noticed that, I think it was the Cowboys. I know the Bucks, and maybe the Dolphins. Up until last week, they hadn't beat a team with a winning record. So those
Right.
teams are what the Cowboys were 10-4, hadn't beat
Mhm.
a team with a winning record.
Mhm.
The Buccaneers until last week hadn't beat a team with a winning record.
Right.
So that's but that's the NFL is it's a weird year for sure. There's every team seems to be like in the hunt. Um,
Mhm.
so uh, um, yeah, that'd be our Super Bowl picks. I'll hold off on the giveaway. I'll do a Super Bowl trivia. And before we get to some top products, I have a segment that's I told Garen I was going to do. And it's a little segment that I like to call that's the segment. So And it's just, it's like a come on, man, but
Mm.
it's like, so we, it's like where we get to kind of question, like, so we just have a little primer here.
Okay.
So, Garen, I'm going to ask you something. Um,
Hey, listen, that jacket was hot, bro. Listen, that was that Kanye
um,
jacket. That was that Kanye jacket. That thing at Gap was like $250. So I got it and I put it on and I was like, "What is this?" So, is correct. I sent it back. I wish I still had it. It would probably go for a lot of money now. But yes, I did end up sending that back to Gap and getting my money back for that.
what? Now that picture is probably like a year, maybe two old. So I had to search through our chat to find
Probably
that.
probably 2
But
years, 2 years.
yeah, who is it? Zoe, who's Gamora from Guardians of the Galaxy? She's in a commercial where she's wearing that coat
Yes,
in white.
Zoe Saldana. Yes, she's in.
Zoe Saldana, yes, Colombiana herself. So
Yeah,
she, and I think I actively was like, I think Garen has that jacket, but
that
no.
is funny.
And you did tell me, I think when you did tell me when you bought it that you bought it because you knew it was going to be like a fashion item that you could possibly resell. Like, right? You're like this is a Kanye original. I'm gonna flip it. I'm gonna make some money on it.
Yeah. I You know what? And I think you probably shamed me so bad that I was like, I can't even have it. I'm sending it back. Um, it was bad. It looked good. It was interesting, man. Like, and I feel like as somebody, I feel like my self-confidence is pretty high. I felt like I don't even want that much attention on me when I'm walking into someplace. I think is what I told you. Like, I mean, it was light blue puffer, like crazy. Like, I don't know. I feel like if I still had it, I'd put it on for this interview right now, though. This would be kind of cool to have on for the show.
Yeah,
But I
when
digress.
you could wear it, but it's like a one-time thing for something special, and then you take it back. That's not something that's like in the wardrobe.
Right, exactly. What's crazy is now I,
But
I actually have
I
some
mean,
old
again, you get famous enough. You were.
Go ahead. What'd you say?
I say you were getting at that point. That's where you're getting a little famous. That jacket said, "I'm famous. Doesn't matter what I'm wearing."
100%. Um, how did the material feel? It was
So,
actually
Mr.
it, it was not bad. It was just super puffy, but it didn't have so there was no buttons or zippers. So like what you had was just what you had. Um,
That's it.
but it was
You couldn't close it.
yeah, no, it was just open. Um, but I remember it was just super puffy. And like I said, what's ironic though now is I have a pair of old school Reeboks that had that exact blue in it. Like I could have pulled off a nice one-time outfit with these shoes with that jacket, but the jacket is no longer here, and now I can't figure out what to wear with those shoes. So here we are.
You did tell me about the shoes too. So I was like, I was your yes man. I was like, you could pull it off. I would. That's not. Yeah, I remember you did tell me it was because of the shoes.
Hmm.
You bought the jacket to match the shoes for sure.
Yeah, but I'm kind of upset. I honestly, now that I see that picture, I'm a little upset that I didn't hold on to that a little bit longer. So
Yeah. um. So again, I'm not gonna just roast you here. So we got one of me. Uh, And so we're gonna play with me too. So
Oh wow,
what
bro.
what there
That
okay, so in your picture it was just the coat. In this photo, there's a few things that we had that you just go,
bro.
so
I haven't seen this Matt bro. I don't even remember you looking like that. That's how long it's been. It feels like.
so this is honestly 10 years ago, but this is at the start of when I thought I could start to grow a beard. And this is what happens if you order Adam Levine off of Wish, by the way.
I was
This is
gonna
a
say
discount.
you look
This is
very
discount
Adam
Adam Levine.
Levine, very Adam Levine-ish, or one of those Backstreet Boys, bro. Adam
Yes.
Levine or one of the
So
Backstreet Boys. Sure.
that's also did I have a mullet? No, so that's also what happens when you don't really have any money, so that you can't afford Affliction or Ed Hardy. So you go to J.C. Penney. You go to J.C. Penney and you buy whatever their Affliction was, and their Affliction was called White Tag, and it had the shiny letters and everything. So that was so if you're
Oh
looking at
man.
this is me trying to wear Ed Hardy, like an Ed Hardy or Affliction shirt. And you can kind of catch it in the corner. Yes, those are cubic zirconia earrings.
What is
Not
what is
proud. Not
happening?
proud of
What is happening in the back though? Is that like a little mullet or a mohawk? Like what do you have going on?
No, that's just the shower. That is the shower assembly. That's not my hair. That is me taking a picture in the bathroom in the mirror. This is by the way, this is also there are so many things we could dissect this. This is a bathroom selfie, uh, which is strike one. White tag, so it is generic affliction. That's strike two. And I don't know
Oh
what
man.
should be strike three, or whether it's the mustache barely connecting or the fake earrings. This is an I'm sorry. This is what it is. This is an I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done any of these things.
It's
Yeah.
amazing, bro.
Yeah. For everybody in the chat though, I think that might have been an extra large, if you're wondering. It's not a medium. That was a bigger shirt. Yes, that's Richard. I white tag as well. So this is you're right. It was kind of it was like their MMA clothing. Where Ed Hardy wasn't, but Affliction was kind of like the MMA style shirt that just I say never made it to the big stores. That was J.C. Penney, and I had a few of those before I could afford anything that actually cost more than $10.
That's awesome.
So that picture is a Burlington coat factory. Yeah. Yeah, J.C. Penney rocks. Yeah, you know what's crazy is that you graphic tees are still big. It's like, um, but seems sacrilegious to wear Ed Hardy or even Affliction nowadays. Even if you're an like if you're a famous MMA fighter, you see him wearing an Affliction shirt, you're like, wait, what are you doing? Why would you
Right.
wear that? But yeah, sorry to everyone for showing that. That was bought fitted new era hats to match my white tag shirts. I think I might have too, but all right. So that is our segment called
I like it. That was good.
And so we'll go back to the Super Bowl trivia. This will be for a beard oil of your choice. You can hit me up at Bay Area Beard Company on Instagram, or just put it down in the chat if you do win. This is a trivia question, NFL based. Only team to ever play in their own stadium for the Super Bowl.
I know that one.
You better know this one. My man, Beards and Vinyl.
Yep.
First correct answer. And yes, they did win it. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Epic season. Congratulations, Mark. You actually should have probably received an order today, I think, from me. So you have another one coming. Yeah, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They actually won 3 road games and then got to play at home and win. So they beat Washington, New Orleans, who they did not beat that year at all. They lost 2 games, I think, to the Saints. Went on the road and beat them in the playoffs, and then went to Green Bay and beat the Packers, and then got to come home and play at Raymond James Stadium and beat the Chiefs 31-9 for their second Super Bowl. That was a wild year. And that was a COVID year too, by the way. So I think they just barely allowed like 40,000 fans in that stadium for that game. Crazy. Congratulations, Mark. I know you'll shoot me a message. Let me know what you want. I think I could probably so yeah, congratulations, sir. Yeah, that was an awesome Super Bowl. That was really fun to watch. I think this morning posted a post on Instagram. Yeah, posted a post. How about that? You ever post a post in which I asked everyone to let me know their favorite Bay Area Beard Company product for 2023? I'm still compiling that list. That will be a part of a giveaway. So if you haven't done so, go to that post. It's the second to most recent post. I did make 2 posts today. So if you go there and like the post, share the post any way you want, and just leave in the comments what your favorite product is, whether it was the beard wash, Florida Blanca, could you just say specific soap, put anything you want. You could say it was maybe my customer service, doesn't matter. In the comments is what will, that's where we will be selecting the winner from, and you will be able to pick your piece of Bay Area Beard Company apparel. That's what the winner is going to get. It will be selected from the comments. So just make sure you go and leave a comment. We're only going to use one, so don't do more than one unless you want to, but we're just using one. So, yep. Team Sosa Super 2 years in a row. Forgot the Rams won in their stadium too. That's right. Yeah, if you haven't tried yet, definitely reach out to me if you have any questions too. That'd be great. I appreciate that, brother. But also go Bucks. I think they're gonna beat the Saints this weekend.
I agree.
But I did compile a list of what the top selling products were this year. Even though I'm compiling the fan top 5. So far, the top products of 2023. There actually is a shocker on this list. And it didn't upload.
We were patiently waiting. We're patiently waiting.
Yeah. So it also didn't upload again. So this is what we're doing. We're going to upload the list because it didn't do it. I feel like an idiot. But in the comments, if you want to write down what your favorite Bay Area beard company was of 2023. And while I upload this, because there is a shocker on this list I don't think anybody would probably expect. Oh yeah, you had the Dole Whip conditioner actually before. I think that I discontinued that and just went to the straight unscented conditioner. So, Garen, you have a few scents. What's your favorite?
I forget the names of all of yours, so I call them just stuff that has happened to me. So, like the wedding scent was a good one. I know that's not your name of it, but the one you gave me for my wedding.
The what?
You remember which one that was?
Here. Okay, I think that one might have just been a special creation.
Okay. And I like the throwback because I've been with you for a while, so I like the old school ones. You had like a orange creamsicle one. I forget if that had a specific name. You had one.
Okay.
You had one that was like almost a holiday scent. Like my wife always used to say, "You smell like Christmas." I forget what that one was. Like I've had a bunch of them, but I don't know their
You
real
like
names.
that one too? Yeah.
Which is terrible as a friend up here in Ohio. I
Nice.
apologize. I apologize to the viewers, but
I know. Come on.
I just equate them to things that are happening in my life. So my fault. So those would be my top three, though.
Yeah, I think you had 1976.
The one had whatever the concoction was. I know one of them had a blue label. I know you shipped me one with a purple label, and then that Christmas one. That was the one. That was the one I loved the most.
Oh, you did. You got the new Christmas one, I think, too. 2021.
Yeah, bro, that was nice. The wife liked that one a lot.
So I did get it uploaded. These are now there's a tie in here. I did not expect a tie. Now these are just based off the actual number of each one that did sell. So it didn't actually take into account probably the amount, like if there were more oil, butter, balm combos or whatever. This was specifically the actual number of each thing. And there's a shocker in here, and I think a lot of people probably didn't expect this to be on here. But here's the top 6, if you will. Florida Blanca, number 1 for 2023. It's been number 1 for forever. Number 2 was the beard wash. So the beard wash has probably been other than Florida Blanca in number of amount is number 2. Indoor is number 3. Two Step and Smashed come in at a tie for number 4. And number 5 was actually Fresh, which I expected Mezzo Law to be number 5 or even higher. Fresh is actually number 5 on this list. Mezzo Law is actually 6th. So if you took when Smashed was released, I think in just right before September, it tied with Florida Blanca from August on. So, let us know in the comments if you tried those. But yeah, those are the top 5, I guess 5.5, 6. Yeah, thank you, Richard. Appreciate that. Yeah, that's the top 5. It actually was pretty close, a lot of those. I think Genesis, Exodus, Metzelal came right in under that top 5. The Beard Wash kind of took off. If it wasn't for Florida Blanca, that'd be number 1. But there's kind of no stopping that. Just redesign that label too. So yeah, let us know if you thought any of those should have been higher. I was kind of shocked that Fresh came in at number 5. You might have had Fresh, the orange, the citrus one. It wasn't 1976. You like the creamsicle.
Yeah, I like the creamsicle.
So he said he took advantage of Richard, the beard. So early on when starting, the term was co-wash, which based off of some ingredients that I've kind of researched, was basically a conditioner. So it was a conditioning base and had some extra added ingredients to that, which didn't really have a whole lot of washing properties, but it was a co-wash. And I was creating scents in the co-wash, and they all had their own thing. I decided to just separate those two and go strictly wash. So it is a beard wash, and then there's a beard conditioner, 2 separate things, because the co-wash was really just a conditioner anyway. So for the conditioner, I actually switched up the formula and went with a organic base, and just added a couple of oils. So the biotin wash is, it's a daily beard wash. It's something that you could use every day. It's gentle, but that is completely different from the co-wash that was the old formula. The co-wash is probably more like the conditioner now, even though the new conditioner is way, way better. You wash that bad boy, Garen?
Yeah, I do. I do wash it, but not with the quality of products that I haven't tried your wash. I've only tried your oils, actually.
Okay. Yeah, I need to get you a wash, see if that works. Sorry to mean to put you, but like, do you wash your face?
No, I definitely wash the face. I don't know if they can see it. It's definitely, it's coming in. It's not as long as yours, but you know what I mean? But definitely have only had your oils. So I'm looking at the comments, and I'm actually going to get on your site tonight after this, actually, and check some stuff out, because I would love to get I want the full product. And I think, and this is not just me saying this because you got your people on here, I think if you recall a couple months ago when I had run out of your stuff, and I joked with you, I said I had to go to, I think I went to Target or something and got some oil from there. And I said, as I bought it, it kind of felt like I was cheating on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't my real deal. It wasn't what I was used to. So, that's how you have your customers feeling, bro. I'm just being honest with you. Like, your stuff is really good. So, like, if we don't have that top of the line good stuff that we have come to expect, and that experience is tough for us out here. So I'm going to definitely get on the site as soon as we're off of here.
The that's not entirely your fault. I mean, you cheated on me because I wasn't.
I love Richard, man. Richard, I don't even know Richard, but that's my guy.
Yeah, I think Richard actually tried the products from the first time because of Scruff Enuff. I think you. So I appreciate that. You do have a gift card coming. I'll create that. I'll make sure you get that code, and you can use that. So I appreciate you and all the kind words. I wasn't fulfilling my duties as a best friend, and you had asked for some things, and I got busy. I didn't supply them. You had to do what you did.
I had to, man. You forced me into it.
You know
man.
what
It was
you did, though.
It was your fault.
Yeah, you know what you did. But that was partly my fault because I think you had you had asked. You said I want that new one, but I think you did get. You'd run out or you'd misplace, or you said, "Oh, I accidentally left it." So it's all excuses, really. At the end of the day,
we both are full of a lot of excuses right now. But again, I'm gonna hop on the site and we're gonna make that happen because I mean I'm in a great mood. I'm on your show. The Browns are looking good tonight. Like it's a good day. You know what I'm saying? So I might as well just go in there and bless myself and order something tonight.
JP, what's going on, man? Thanks for tuning in. Now you got out of work late, but appreciate you being here. Yeah, let her pick. She does not like Vicente. I know that is a fact. She is not a tobacco fan or leather. I think it's leather. I think it might be both. So that first time trying Bay Area was a collab twinning with Daniel. Yeah. Beard of the North. Yeah, it's so yeah, twinning, great cherry leather, luxurious type of cologne scent. That was for 2022 a top seller. That was in the top 5, and that released in September. So that was like last year smashed. So I give a lot of credit to Daniel for that, and Grindstone is kicking butt right now too. So, yeah, complete the Tribe series. I think you got a few to go. But what's the score of the Browns game, my man? I know you're checking your parlays right now. See how's the legs doing?
They're up 27-14. Jets did score. They Flacco threw a pick 6. However, this man has 200, and this could have been updated now, but it's second quarter, minute 40 left. He has 246 passing yards already.
He's on pace.
I mean, Flacco,
pretty big game.
He's having a game.
Wow. Yeah, he's on pace for a pretty big game then. And the first time that a Browns quarterback has thrown for 300 yards 3 games in a row? I remember seeing that record.
So he's well on his way. And Richard just said Jerome Ford just scored another touchdown. So yeah, they're rolling.
Okay, so he just had another touchdown. Well, geez. Well, and that's the other thing about the NFL too, and college football. It's you get hot late, for reference, like the Buccaneers did. I think they were like 5-3 and end up being 11-5, and they got hot in the playoffs. You get hot at the right time. That's what counts. I think this may have kicked him off again. But yeah, 34-14 Browns. Yeah, he might have to get off and come back. Could easily be mine. Oh, he's back. There he is. Yeah, a little freezing. So, all right, JP. Yeah, thank you, man. Yeah, Joseph and Benjamin. So, if you guys haven't checked that out yet, there's a whole series. There's 12 of them. They'll be around until they are sold out. I think there's only a few left of Reuben. That was the first one. My man Mark likes some patchouli. I think that's Asher, so that's got some patchouli in it, a little bit of cologne. I think my man Garen might like Gad. He likes some Fruit Loops. If he if he liked 1976,
yes.
I think he might like the Fruit Loop scent.
Fruit, Fruit Loops, bro. Fruit Loops. I remember Fruit Loops. Yes, sir.
I had to be told too that I thought Fruit Loops and Fruity Pebbles. Now, I think they're made by different cereal companies.
Well, I'm tuned in because I'm listening. Go ahead. Let's go.
So I didn't think we were going to get into the Fruit Loops versus Fruity Pebbles conversation tonight, but here we are. Like taste wise, what's the winner? Fruity Pebbles or Fruit Loops?
I'm Fruity Pebbles all day. Like not even close.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I love Fruity Pebbles. Fruit Loops are little. Yeah, Fruit Loops are great, but Fruity Pebbles were. Happy birthday, Metal Guy! What's up, brother? Yeah, all Fruit Loops taste the same. It's just citrus. I mean, delicious, but I mean, this is divided. We're divided in the chat. Fruit Loops, Fruity Pebbles.
That Metal Guy, 1983.
Beards and Vinyl, Fruit Loops, Revenge Plan.
It's not even close, y'all. Like Fruity
Pebbles. Metal Guy, Fruity Pebbles, Mike, Loops, Chris, Pebbles. I mean, it's literally tough. Yeah, Pebbles are where it's at. Yeah, and I think one's by Post and one's by Kellogg. I mean, I think they're different. Yeah. They're not the same company.
Fruit Loops was Kellogg's. Post was Fruity Pebbles.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think. I think they created Fruity Pebbles specifically for a cereal to sell to kids because of the Flintstones.
Mm-hmm.
Am I wrong?
I mean, I don't.
So that was like a whole thing. But I love Fruity Pebbles.
Yeah, we'll take it.
And here's the thing: when I created a scent called Nephilim that I told people was Fruity Pebbles. It was a Fruity Pebbles, and I think like birthday cake, and again, it was another one of my early food scents.
Yeah.
And that was a huge lie. It was actually a Fruit Loops fragrance oil. I mean, I didn't lie on purpose, but like early, I didn't know. So I did buy a Fruity Pebbles fragrance and was going to use that. I'm like, oh, I love Fruity Pebbles. Fruit Loops fragrance over Fruity Pebbles fragrance. Even though I grew up as a kid loving and eating Fruity Pebbles. So that was a tough one to be like, I like Fruit Loops more as a scent than I do Pebbles. And they were vastly different, even though thinking they were the same in just different shapes.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a tough one. But yeah, so Gad is a Fruit Loops fragrance.
I like it.
Chris, you're an animal. You're an absolute animal. I actually had a Fruity Pebbles cookie recently, and I was disappointed because you bake the pebbles into the cookie. It doesn't create the flavor of the pebbles. It's just kind of like nothing. You expected like it's not fruity.
Yeah.
You ever had Krispy Kreme?
Krispy Kreme donut.
Yeah,
Wait, what?
donut.
Krispy Kreme donuts?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
What
Absolutely.
what was it? Crispy? Yeah,
Listen,
I was disappointed at the Fruity Pebbles flavor. There was no fruity taste. It was just tasted like a sugar cookie with little flakes in it.
that's funny.
Yeah, it was tough. All right, I'm all hopped up on caffeine. It's getting late. We're getting silly. I
Yeah, and
appreciate
I gotta.
everybody.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me, man. If you don't mind, Matt, can I put it in the chat just for your people to check out Wash Dads, the website? We might have some cool dads in here.
Yep.
I appreciate y'all having me. Again, Wash Dads, we are superheroes every day. We make cool stuff for all the dads out there and father figures. And even if you're not a dad, you are a positive influence to somebody. So we have something for you, okay? So check that out. I think I just added it to the chat. It might go through. Matt, you might have to add it for me, maybe. It's
Did you leave it in
www.
private chat?
I put it. I thought I put it in the comments, but I might not be logged in anymore when it logged me out. But it's www.washdads.com. Check us out on Instagram under the same name, Wash Dads. Matt, again, I appreciate you, brother. Thanks for having me. Shout out to all of your people. This is cool that they come in here to check you out and have checked out your products. Much love to everybody on here, and happy New Year, and everybody be safe.
Yeah, it's in the comments now. If you, a lot of us are coming over from Instagram, that's where I do most of the marketing. But if guys, check them out at Wash Dads on Instagram. It's www.washdads.com. A lot of great apparel. Easy website to navigate. I believe we use this kind of like the same platform. A lot of stuff. So, yep. Garen, really good having you on again. I know that we'll chat soon. I'm happy to have you on and kick it for a little while, and
Yes,
having
sir.
everybody get to meet you and enjoy your character. And thank you to everybody for tuning in to the final Scruff Enuff of 2023, and for everybody making Bay Area Beard Company what it has become so far. And all the support you guys give me and all the messages. I can't thank you enough. Congratulations to the 2 giveaway winners. And we will see you next year. God bless.
Thank y'all.